We go over the ruling now with former State Supreme Court Justice Jenin Geski, who joins us from Superior. Now, were you surprised by anything in particular in this ruling?
Well, I was not surprised by the result. I was surprised by the harsh language, the language sort of attacking both the prosecutor, the district attorneys, and people involved in the investigation, and really the tone of the whole opinion. I was also surprised that parts of the opinion actually talked about things that were not in the actual record, and those kinds of things did surprise me.
Now, the third-party interest groups that were at the heart of this case, Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, the Club for Growth, Citizens for a Strong America, spent a combined $8 million to help elect the 4 justices that wrote the majority decision. Those justices were asked to recuse themselves from this case, and yet none did. Should they have, and what does that do to public perception of the court?
Well, I think that it has caused a great problem with the court. And I don't know whether all the justices were asked to be recused by the prosecutor, but I know at least some of them were. And, I think what was telling was, I think everybody in the state expected this decision because they had this feeling that those justices were going to fine for those groups. It also gives the possibility of an appeal to the United States Supreme Court on whether those justices that were asked to be recused should have recused themselves because of a conflict of interest. There is a United States Supreme Court case that talks about that issue, and I think that may be an ongoing issue for more litigation on the John Doe proceedings. There is a United States Supreme Court case, it's called Caperton, in which a particular justice received $3 million in campaign contributions, and the United States Supreme Court held that he should not have sat on the case, and it was a denial of due process to the parties involved. And so that clearly could be an issue here because of the amount of the contributions and the influence of the particular objects of the John Doe. I think we're going to see more of that, more issues, more litigation on that relative issue. The counter argument is that if we have elections in our state, the judges will be recusing themselves all the time. But there is a large amount of money involved in this, and I think it gives rise to some serious questions. We have only a few seconds left, but what does this mean for the future of judicial elections? Can you see coordination between a sitting Supreme Court justice and another group in the future? Well, absolutely. I think it opens the door to that. I think that clearly a number of these groups have put in a lot of money already into the Wisconsin Supreme Court elections, and this will simply open the door that those donors who don't want to be known, who don't want people to know that they're investing hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in a campaign can do it through that mechanism, and the public will have no right to know that. All right. Thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it.